Benji.
Yes.
When High School Musical came out, I was just a little girl.
Yes, you were.
Was.
I didn't know you then, but I assume.
Yes. And in first grade, I had a fantasy that I would like meet a boy and we would sing Start of Something New from High School Musical.
And then you met me and we did it.
Not exactly.
Well, I mean, eventually.
Never the way I pictured in my mind. The way I pictured in my mind was exactly how it plays out in this movie. And it was incredible.
It's pretty fun. And then you let the ducks get away.
Yeah. Welcome, everybody, to the DCOM Duo podcast.
I'll translate for those who don't speak sing. Welcome, everybody, to the DCOM Duo podcast. I'm Benji.
I'm Kelsey.
You're listening to the DCOM Duo podcast. We're the DCOM Duo.
Wow.
And today, we have no special guest. It's just us two.
No, it's just us.
Yeah. We asked some friends if they wanted to, and they said,
nah.
No. Which is fine.
That's fine. Today we're covering the brand spanking new DCOM that released. I mean, when this episode drops, it would be like 2 weeks ago. When this movie came out. It aired
on Disney Channel July 27th.
Wow, way to get ahead of the factos.
Yes. Well, I'm just saying it's brand spanking new.
It's brand spanking new.
Yeah.
We watched it.
And it's a pretty good time.
I liked it.
Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts. We watched it as a group, and then I watched it again individually, and you did as well to write the notes down. So we've actually both watched it multiple times.
We both watched it twice.
Yes.
Once in a group and once alone.
And I've got a lot of thoughts actually that I want to talk about it, and I feel like I have more thoughts than I thought I was going to after initially watching it. My big take on this, and we'll get into this later when we get more into the movie itself. I don't think this movie is as good as everyone else in our group watch thinks it. I still think it's a good movie, a good DCOM.
I liked it.
But I don't think it like elevates to a higher tier. And I really went on a soul search this afternoon trying to figure out why
you're such a party pooper.
Why this movie doesn't land for me. And I think I settled on something.
What?
I think, and this is going to sound weird, the script is too good for a kid's movie.
What do you mean?
Again, we can talk about this deeper later, but I think this might be the single best like written script in a DCOM, like unironically.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, there's a lot of jokes and humor that is really set up there. And I think the direction of the kid actors, I'm not going to blame the child actors. I don't think any of them did a bad job, honestly. But I think they were given too hard of a task to try and make everything land and everything feel authentic, with how many jokes are going on the screen.
You think that the Hangover as a concept is just too elite for a DCOM?
I don't think that necessarily. I think the way they wrote this, yes, and I do specifically think there is one character in The Hangover that is a very hard comedic role to land.
Mm-hmm.
But again, we'll talk about that once we get more into the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, before we start talking about the Slumber Party, we have fan mail.
Fan mail. Kelsey, you want to read it?
Oh, I thought you were going to read it. Oh. I don't have it pulled up.
I can pull it up. Fan mail from my mom. Once again, thank you, Mom. Hello, Kelsey and Ben. I finished Avalon High today. I laughed out loud and appreciated Ben's comments about the writer's knowledge of football. Ben should be the editor for the Disney writers when they attempt to write about football. Ben was 100% correct in that the movie plot had the extra point suspense in the football game completely wrong. Yeah, apparently, I didn't know this until Kelsey told me when she was working through the edit. Apparently, I spent like 30 minutes talking about the rules of football during that episode.
You did talk for a long while, but
yeah. And I think you edited some of it out.
No, I didn't. I just let it ride. I wasn't editing in between it. I'm like, I'm just going to let you talk.
I clearly remember September 27th, 2009, Ben was 10 years old, and we attended the Vikings versus San Francisco 49ers game. Brett Favre was our quarterback that year, and we were losing. I talked Ben into leaving the game because we were surely going to lose and actually left the stadium with many other fans. As we were walking out, Ben kept calculating the remaining time and the timeouts and said that we had a chance. So we walked back into the entrance. This was post 9/11, so it was quite surprising that we could enter the stadium. We witnessed a huge comeback. Brett Favre threw a winning touchdown with 2 seconds remaining for the Vikings win. Ben had it all figured out at age 10. Ben knows his football, and I've always listened to and believed his football knowledge since September 27th, 2009. Looking forward to, in quotes, the sleepover. I don't know. It's actually called the Slumber Party. It should be called the sleepover.
Yeah, she
the
said
book
that
is called the sleepover.
She said that because I like got it wrong at the end of the last podcast. Remember, I called it like, oh, it's a sleepover, and then you got to correct me. That's actually called the Slumber Party. The book, spoiler, not really. This is based on a book. The book is called The Sleepover because it's a direct like parody of The Hangover.
Yeah, which I am guessing they only would change that name if they had a reason to.
Yeah.
And my instinct is the reason is they were just being extremely careful about like a lawsuit and needing to give writing credit, so they didn't want their name to ring to The Hangover, or they didn't want that association as close. They did some marketing study and said like, let's not have that association, even though it's clearly The Hangover.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they'd want to distance itself because that should be actually like a marketing ploy of like, come on, parents.
Well,
I'm
guessing it's just for a threat of like potential legal reasons or needing
That's
to give
silly.
writing credits.
It's a parody. Like, I feel like that's fair use.
Yeah,
but...
I'm not a lawyer. I don't know anything about film law. That's that. And then about the Vikings game there. Yes, I don't know how we got back in the stadium except for the fact that in the Metrodome they just had big doors you would walk through to go out, and we just turned around and walked back in. There's no security there or anything. Everyone's leaving. It's too quick.
Yeah.
So if you want to sneak into a game late, maybe that'll work.
Go through the exit.
Probably wouldn't, but maybe. Yeah, I was very, very proud of my young 10-year-old self there, remembering to go back in.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be all I talk about for football.
There's no football in
There's
this
no
movie.
football in this movie. There's only marching bands.
Yeah. We don't have any of our marching band experts here.
They don't really do much marching band stuff.
They don't.
They're probably the best character in this film.
I love the marching band.
We'll talk about it. And yes, we're saying the marching band is one character.
Yeah.
I think if you watch the movie, you will agree.
Yeah. All right. You ready to get into the factos?
Let's get into the factos.
DCOM duo factos. Woo! So yeah, the Slumber Party was released July 27th, 2023. Oh my god, that's so long ago.
Oh my god, that's like 6 days ago from when we're recording this.
It is the 115th DCOM. So lately, I shouldn't say lately. The past however couple years when we were watching DCOMs, I would always say there's about 115. Now there actually is 115, and we never hit that number until now.
Well, we also had the issue of Papa's Best Sauce in there, which would conflate our numbers, and the issue of High School Musical 3, which would conflate our numbers.
But that would just make it lower.
No, that would make it higher compared to what we're saying, because if we include those, that's 117.
I guess.
So
no, I think we count High School Musical 3 in this count.
If you found on a list,
it's actually our list.
Maybe then, yeah.
In our document. I'm looking at the Wikipedia list.
The Wikipedia list doesn't have it.
Oh, well that's what I've been basing all of these numbers off of, Ben.
Because it's not an official DCOM.
Oh my gosh. So go back to every episode that we've recorded of movies after High School Musical 3 release and add 1 to that number.
I mean, I'm fine being official about it.
Yeah.
I want to at some point just make a whole video about describing what makes a DCOM a DCOM.
Yeah.
I get into mundane crap like that, trying to figure out how to sort all these legal definitions of what a Disney Channel original movie is.
So what do we say when we cover High School Musical 3? It is not a DCOM.
Yeah, that's what we'll say. That is the so only non-DCOM we will be doing in this marathon, barring unexpected something. If they make an actual High School Musical 4, we'll probably cover that too. Right now, I think that's only a High School Musical, the musical, the series thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wouldn't it be so cool if they like actually did make it though after the season premieres?
not impossible.
The season's premiering really soon,
It'd be
by the
funny
way.
if they like shadow drop that.
I do watch High School Musical, the musical, the series, if anyone's wondering. Okay, so there's 115 official DCOMs. There are 116 movies that we are going to cover, plus whatever ones come out while we still have the podcast.
Yes, which right now there are 3 currently in development.
Oh, jeez. It'll never end.
I mean, we are definitely going through it faster than they're making DCOMs. They're not making one every 2 weeks.
Bean said it best because he's the only other person in our friend group that has seen all of them. He said, yeah, it's cool that like we watched every DCOM, but now we have a lifelong curse. You have to keep watching them. Otherwise, you haven't seen every DCOM.
Do you think DCOMs will ever end? Because I do. And I think
Will
it's
Disney
close.
Channel ever end?
That's part of the reason why.
Or are you saying it's going to transition to like Disney Plus only?
That's what I think. And I think if it ever goes Disney Plus only,
it's already close.
It's already
They started premiering these on Thursdays so that they could put it on Disney Plus on Friday.
That's what I'm saying. I think the end of Disney Channel original movies may be within the life of this podcast, or I may be wrong. There's always reasons for broadcast television, and there's always reasons to have new movies premiere on there.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the gain from that is not as high.
They're definitely making more money on Disney Plus.
Yeah. So that was a big tangent about the history of DCOMs, but it's the most recent DCOM.
Yeah.
We got to think about that.
Cool. So the Slumber Party, back to our factos. It was directed by Veronica Rodriguez. She has not really done much else.
It's always interesting when we do like a new DCOM because these are people who have their whole careers theoretically ahead of them.
Yeah,
you don't usually like. You're either a career-long DCOM person, or this is more of a stepping stone in your theoretical career path.
Yeah, like all the kids in these movies are still kids.
Yeah.
So they have their whole career ahead of them. Directors could have stuff they've done, but this is still really early in Veronica Rodriguez's career. So I think she did a good job. I think it's fun. Our cast. Our main character, Megan, is played by Darby Camp. Benji, when we started watching this movie, we're like, she looks so familiar.
And we gotta say this. We're talking about in the first 2 minutes of the film.
First like 2 minutes.
We're like, she looks so familiar, but neither of us can place her. We have to Google her.
How do we know this girl? And as I was Googling it, I figured it out because we spent months with this girl on our television screen.
Probably like 4 months.
Yeah. And it's because we watched Clifford the Big Red Dog 2 minutes at a time.
I think we've talked about this before, but it's worth bearing mention in full, especially because she was the main character of this film. She was Emily Elizabeth.
Yeah, she's Emily Elizabeth in the live action Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah. So yeah, what we did for Clifford the Big Red Dog was very unhinged.
Yep.
We would sit down most evenings.
Yeah.
Probably like 5 times a week.
Yeah.
Never on purpose, never a main event. But like we would argue, which of our shows should we watch? Or
what movie should we watch? What should we do?
Something like that. And for 4 months, we just started doing, hey, if we're like arguing, one of us will throw on Clifford the Big Red Dog. We'll watch it for exactly 2 minutes. We'll time it out. And
then we'll stop. And then it's like reset our brains.
Yep.
So we watched the whole movie, the whole hour and a half.
Took like 70 sessions.
Yeah. We watched it 2 minutes at a time. There was 1 2-minute interval that was good.
You saying that probably underrates the movie as a whole.
It was very
It's hard for like we followed the plot, but when you see something you dislike, like the little guy friend, I can't remember his name right now.
His name.
The annoying boyfriend.
Yeah.
Of Emily Elizabeth.
Yeah.
And he would just be on screen for like 3 weeks in a row in one scene, basically. We would have to just be like, this guy again.
I'm just saying there was one time
where we
where
both agreed that was like
genuinely
genuinely
good.
top tier cinema.
There was a lot of other times where like, wow, this is so dumb, and stopping it after 2 minutes sometimes really heighten the experience.
Yep. We
So
get some like banger trailer lines where it's just like depends how much you love
oh
him
my
on
gosh.
how big Clifford
Yeah.
will get,
How
and then
big
we
is he gonna
pause.
get? Depends on how much you love him. Pause. You don't get to watch anymore until tomorrow. Yeah, so pretty cool. Shout out to Darby Camp for being in that movie. She is our main character.
Yeah,
If you want to compare this, should we compare it to The Hangover
we
when we
should.
start
I
the
think we should
movie?
do every like throughout the movie. We also rewatched The Hangover
We did
for
in
this.
preparation for
Quick
this.
thoughts on The Hangover. We both agreed, still a really good comedy movie.
It's good. There are some jokes that did not age well.
Yep, there's some stuff
And the
that
movie came out in 2009, and that's kind of disappointing that there's really some
yeah,
crude jokes in there that are just not really funny, just offensive.
yeah. But
So
when it's not doing that, it's
when
a
it's not
good
doing that, it's
time.
good.
It's
Yeah.
still a really creative plot.
Yeah.
It's still got a lot of just fun elements to it, and it's like the whole mystery of figuring out how the night went together.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
is funny. So Megan is the main character. She is the Stu
Yes.
character who's played by Ed Helms.
Which is really interesting. And I've gone back and forth if I think it's a good idea or not. Stu's not the main character of The Hangover. This is one of the biggest deviations The Hangover is
Who's
in
the main character?
Bradley Cooper.
You think so?
He's first billed, and he was not the biggest actor at the time.
I guess
And
he does
he
kind of
is the main
drive.
character to
He
me.
kind of drives the group
Yeah.
around,
Which is the Page equivalent in the Slumber Party. And Page is probably the smallest of the group here.
I don't know. Her and Veronica to me are pretty
Similar. It's clear
similar.
that Megan's the biggest in this one.
Yeah,
And in
he's
the
narrating it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that makes a lot of sense in a way for a kids movie because the character Bradley Cooper plays,
Phil.
the character Phil plays is the hardest partier of them all. The one that's the most bad boy, the one that most is like
Even though he has a wife and kid at home, it's like
yeah,
he wants to let loose because he has a wife and kid at home, and he's a teacher. He's like, I'm going here to go all out for
yes.
one night.
So I get why they want probably a more responsible character to be like that because trying to showcase those emotions in a kid like doesn't really make as much sense.
Mm-hmm.
I just yeah, it makes sense to switch the main character, but I do feel like something is theoretically lost by that switch because
Yeah.
it makes the emotional content of Megan the focus of the movie when I'm not sure that is necessarily like where we want it to be. But also, it's give and take. I've gone back and forth in my brain on if I like that change or not.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so back to Darby Camp, who plays Megan. She was also in Benji, the like dog movie.
I thought that was like a much younger film.
I don't
I thought
know.
she would be maybe she was
She's
a baby.
credited for it. Was there a remake of Benji?
I never saw it.
I never did either.
I know it's my
Um,
namesake, but
she was in The Christmas Chronicles. I don't know.
sure.
And Big Little Lies, which I think I've heard of.
No, people like Big Little Lies. That's a TV
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Next, Anna Maria. She is our who's goes
I don't
missing?
remember. He's the groom.
Oh, Doug.
Doug.
Okay. So next we have Anna Maria, who is our Doug character, the one who goes missing.
The one that yeah.
Yeah.
The reason they're there.
The reason they're doing all these wacky things is to find their friend. In this movie, it is Anna Maria. She is played by Valentina Herrera. She was in Black Widow
Oh.
as young widow, which I don't know if that means she played.
I think she was one of just
Black Widow, or
I think she was one of the Black Widows that were there.
Yeah,
Not necessarily
probably.
any character of importance.
Yeah, and then she's also in this kid show called The Odd Squad. So
Sure.
again, all of these kid actors are still kids, so they
haven't had the chance to spread their wings in a lot of ways.
So there we go. Next, we have Paige, who is our Phil character. She is played by Emmy Lou Wang. Really, the only thing she's done is Raven's Home, which
Mhm.
is on Disney Channel. It's like the
It's the
spin-off
That's
that's
So
a Raven
Raven
that actually has Raven.
continuation.
Yeah. Raven as an adult with her kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like one of the friends characters in that. Next we have Veronica, who is our Alan
Yes.
character. The weird soon to be sibling.
Yeah, this will be brother-in-law in there, and in this movie it will be
Stepsister.
stepsister.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the character I'm saying. I don't want to blame Veronica's actress because this I think that was an impossible script in theory. Like I wasn't feeling much from her role, and I don't want to blame her because I think she did as well as she could there. She did some stuff good. I don't want to say that. And I feel bad talking down about kid actors, but I don't think it's their fault. I think this is just a character that Zach Galifianakis did so perfectly, and it's such a hard character to nail because you
Yeah.
have to be like emotionally vulnerable, but also like cut off. You have to be awkward, but also charming. You
Yeah.
have to be like all these different dichotomies all at once.
His performance in The Hangover is very interesting because if it was someone else, a lot of these jokes could just be played off as awkward and not funny
Mhm.
and just bad, but his delivery makes it funny because
Zach
he's saying,
Galifianakis does like an all-time
yeah,
comedic acting
he's
job
saying
there.
very like socially awkward things, like cringy things,
Yeah,
but in a way that makes the audience laugh, which is hard to pull off. Yeah, so Veronica is played by Alex Cooper Cohen. This is her acting debut.
gotcha. Yeah, again, hard role. She does some good with it,
She does fun.
and
She makes it her own.
yeah, I don't want to talk down to it, especially because I don't think she does necessarily a bad job. I just think it wouldn't have been impossible to do a great job
Yeah,
with that.
I think she's fun. I think she's good. Next we have Penny, who is not doesn't really have a hangover parallel. She's the younger sister. She's played by Caroline Valencia. She's done a few things here and there, but the thing I recognized was she was in Only Murders in the Building as young Mabel.
Ah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. I feel like I recognize her from that now that you like mention it.
Mhm. We like Only Murders in the Building. It's a good show. Next, we have Jake Ramirez. His hangover counterpart is the stripper.
Yep, yep.
He is played by Ramon Jose Rodriguez. The only two things he's credited for other than this movie is Love XO and Class of 1970.
Haven't seen either of
Yeah, I don't
those.
know what those are.
People at our watch party kept saying he looks so
I was
familiar.
one of those people. I'm like, he looks so familiar, but nope.
Maybe he just has one of those faces.
One of those faces. Next, we have Mikey. This is Paige's brother.
Yes.
He's played by Dallas James Liu. He's done a few things. The things I think I recognize are Pen 15.
Yeah, I've heard of that. That was a
Yeah.
Hulu show.
Also, he was in Shang-Chi, the Marvel
Okay.
movie. He was Katie's brother in that. So he was in like one scene when they're like eating breakfast. So, yeah.
Cool. I don't
Finally,
think he has a hangover
no, he doesn't have a
represented
hangover
either.
equivalent. No.
Yeah, but they need someone who can drive for some of the plot to work.
Yeah.
So that's like you have to invent that.
And finally, we have Mesmer, the hypnotist. He doesn't really have a counterpart to the hangover either. Maybe other Doug, but like not really.
Yeah, Mesmer is the excuse of, oh well, we can't roofie kids.
Yeah.
You can't make kids drunk in a kids film.
Watch Hangover again. The way I remembered it, because it's been a long time since I watched it, I thought he roofied them on purpose, but he was given the wrong drug.
Yeah,
He thought he
he
was
thought he was
giving
giving
them
ecstasy.
ecstasy, but he was given roofies. So, oh, that makes it better, I guess. I mean, still not okay that he was trying to slip everyone ecstasy, but it's better than roofies.
Yeah, it's very comedic to me in my brain to accidentally roofie yourself.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Anyway, Mesmer is played by Titus Burgess. He is best known for his role in Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
I feel like I know Titus Burgess.
He's like on Broadway. He's a voice in this Apple TV show called Central Park.
Don't think I know that
It's like
one.
the animation style looks like Bob's Burgers. So I'm guessing
Sure.
it's like the same people. He was a narrator for the Teletubbies remake in 2022.
I think he's done a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he's in Annie Live.
Okay.
Yeah, I said he's on Broadway. Finally, how I know him is he was in Ratatouille, the TikTok musical,
Oh yes,
as
the
Remy.
classic.
Yeah, he was Remy in the TikTok musical. If for anyone who doesn't know, during the pandemic, it was like 2020 or 2021, this happened. TikTok just started writing songs as if like we were making as if they
You take credit for this.
I'm a part of this. As if Ratatouille was like becoming a musical. Like, wouldn't Ratatouille be such a good musical? And creators started like writing songs and choreographing, and it was so cool that the community just got together and was like, let's put some of this together and do a little like mock musical where we perform the songs and tell the story of Ratatouille the musical. And you had to like pay tickets to watch the broadcast of it, and I did. Amazing. So
I'm glad you liked it.
yeah, cool. So that's our cast. Next are fun facts. So we did mention this before. The Slumber Party is based on the book The Sleepover by Jen Malone. This book was published in 2016, which makes sense. The Hangover came out in 2009, and this book is based on the movie The Hangover, but for teens.
Yeah.
So
again, it's not hiding the fact that it's based on The Hangover.
Yeah, and since this movie is based on that book, the movie's also like The Hangover. Duh. Finally, this is the 5th DCOM to feature LGBTQ plus representation. Do you know the other ones? They're all recent.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I need to just find the
list. It's literally the last 4 DCOMs to have been released.
So Prom Pact.
Yep.
Christmas Again.
Mm-hmm. Oh, except Not Zombies 3 that came out. It was Not Zombies 3. So yeah,
Under Wraps,
Compact, Christmas
1
Again.
and 2, the remakes.
Yeah, that's it. Christmas Again, I totally forgot about.
Yeah, no, that was the first on-screen gay character.
Yeah,
because
it's like her uncle, right, or something. I've only seen Christmas Again once, and it was when it came out. So
yeah. I like Christmas Again.
I'm excited to watch it eventually when we cover it. Yeah.
That is what I'm looking forward to. People might be shocked how high that's on my list.
Yeah. Anyway, we will mention it, but the LGBTQ plus representation in this movie is Megan has 2 dads.
Yeah.
So cool. Now the Disney Plus description.
Ooh, this is important because it's now basically a Disney Plus movie.
Ooh. The Slumber Party depicts the hilarious aftermath of a sleepover birthday party, hypnosis gone wrong, as best friends Megan and Paige, along with soon-to-be stepsister Veronica, wake up with absolutely no memory of the night before. Now they must retrace their steps to find missing birthday girl Anna Maria and explain why there's a flock of baby ducks in the bathtub, what happened to Megan's eyebrow, and why she's wearing unattainable hottie Jake Ramirez's signature black hoodie.
Love the term unattainable hottie.
Unattainable hottie. He's definitely not unattainable, but you gotta like spice it up for the description.
No, that's pretty fun. I like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, every single element of this movie just has a Hangover counterpart, and we'll get to that.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Okay, you ready to jump into the movie?
Let's do the DCOM deep dive. We've taken that term. At one point, that was going to be the name of this podcast.
It's a different podcast.
Yeah. Shout out DCOM Deep Dive.
Yeah, I hope you guys are still making content. I don't know. I don't listen to you. Okay. So we open up on some like lovely nature shots, and it's like interchanged with the girls screaming on a hedgehog float.
It's every like 2 seconds it switches from like classical calm music to K-pop rockin' music and screaming.
Yeah, and then so we see our main character Megan like flies off the hedgehog.
Oh yeah, they're going down a hill on a hedgehog.
Yeah, they're going really fast.
You have to explain that.
Oh yeah, they're going really, really fast down the hill, and also the music for the hedgehog is like Splatoon.
It is a hedgehog car, by the way.
Yeah,
It's not just a live hedgehog.
It was a float. Yeah, it's like a big mascot float thing. So they like crash and she flies off, and then it freeze frames.
Well, she's in midair.
Yeah, and she's like, "Hey, bet you're wondering how we got here."
They do the classic record scratch, and she
Yeah.
just goes, "Hi."
Hey.
You notice I don't have an eyebrow?
Yeah. Let's start from the beginning because I don't know how this happened either. So we like go back to one day later. So she's like, "This is Anna Maria," and they like put a bunch of text like throughout the movie on screen.
It's all in this like 60s.
Yeah, it's like 60s
groovy
groovy
font.
It's kind of fun.
If you ever see like the hippie peace sign font,
Yeah.
yeah,
Think Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
With fun vintage
I
colors.
don't know exactly why they do it. Nothing else in this movie has a 60s theme.
They just picked a style and went with it.
Sure.
Pretty fun. So we see like this is Anna Maria. She's the birthday girl and my best friend. So this is Megan narrating for us. She said high school starts in 1 week and there's no way I could do it without her. So she's like, this is definitely my best friend, Anna Maria.
Yep.
And then she's like, and this is Paige. I definitely could do high school without her. She doesn't say that, but she doesn't say she can do high school without Paige.
No, she
doesn't. She just can't do high school without Anna Maria.
She also mentions Veronica at this point as well.
Well, we're going through Paige first.
Okay. I thought she did Veronica first, but maybe I misremembered that.
She does Paige.
Whoops.
She says she's fearless and loyal and once convinced a bully to cut off her own ponytail. So, dang.
That's Paige for you.
Yeah. And then we see Paige like blackmail her brother into like driving her because she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna tell grandma that you're the one that pranked her into thinking she won the lottery," which is a mean prank to do to your grandma.
Yeah.
Okay, and then finally we meet Veronica, who they're not like really friends right now because she's going to become Anna Maria's stepsister.
Yeah.
Cool. And we also meet Megan. She's the main character. She says she overthinks things. She's very cautious, but she's working on it. She also has this like grasshopper phone. She's like, "This is my phone." It's like one of those. It's one of those phones that can dial like 2 numbers and it's really small. I'm
gonna just say this. I feel like going into your freshman year of high school in the year of our Lord 2023, you should have a smartphone.
You have a smartphone.
Yeah. I feel like that doesn't get brought up here, but come on, dads.
Come on, dads.
Come on, dad and pops. Those are the 2 names.
Is that how she differentiates them?
Says that later.
It's pretty funny. On the screen it says phone of shame. So yeah. She's like, nobody knows I have this phone. I guess she just tells her friends she doesn't have a phone, which makes sense.
If she can't text any of them with it anyway.
She like basically doesn't. She can probably call her dad's and 911, and that's probably it. So yeah.
Her dads are also therapists.
They're both they like therapists. Mention that later.
I think she mentions it then too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're both therapists and they're gay. Cool.
And this is like all we see of them the whole movie.
So bye. Paige is there to pick Megan up. And her dads are like, have the most fun ever, but not too much fun because freshman flute solo auditions are next week. And then one of the dads holds up a sweater that says, "Don't hate me because I'm flutiful."
Pretty funny, not gonna lie.
Pretty cool. And like ties it around her neck so she has to take it with her. It's pretty iconic. Okay, so now they're driving away to get dropped off at Anna Maria's house. And once they arrive, they see Jake Ramirez because he lives right across the street. Hot boy
Jake Ramirez with one earring.
Unattainable hottie Jake Ramirez. He lives across the street from Anna Maria. And Megan just like clearly has a huge crush on him.
He's like getting off his bike and staring at her and she's staring at him.
It's like slow motion. And he has this really cool black hoodie on with like a skull on it. And then so Megan's skirt gets caught in the car door like as she's staring at him. And Paige just goes, "Megan, your skirt's caught in the door. Megan, your skirt's in the door."
Could have ripped it out, but whatever.
Literally, she says it like 3 times, and then the car drives away and rips her skirt off.
Yeah, Mikey's just like, dude, I can't stand this anymore.
Dude, Paige, don't just stand there and tell her that it's in there. Just open the door. It's right next to you.
Mhm.
It's really easy. Or, I don't know, just do better. Don't let your brother drive away with her skirt. But he does. Cut to Anna Maria's bio parents arguing. The mom is like insisting that Veronica be a part of the slumber party since she's about to be Anna's stepsister. We also learned that her dad is getting remarried on her birthday because they needed a date before her new baby sister is
To
born.
be clear, Veronica is the daughter of
His
soon-to-be wife.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which,
By
oh
the
my
way, we
gosh.
never see the wife in this whole movie,
No, we don't.
which is kind of weird.
She's pregnant though. We know. How bullshit is it that they're getting married on her birthday?
It really is.
Because they're like, we need to get married before the baby's born.
No, you don't.
They're like, our baby
They
will
said
be a
this is the
bastard
only day that would have worked at the venue
before the
before the
baby's
baby is
born.
born.
That's so bullshit. This is just like when we celebrated Christmas on my birthday. It's bullshit. I deserve a birthday, and so does Anna Maria, because now
Their
every year,
anniversary. Yeah.
every year their anniversary is her birthday.
It's dumb.
They're gonna go away on some trip and leave her on her birthday. It's gonna be bullshit.
I agree.
And the baby's probably gonna be born soon too, so her birthday will be around there. Oh. We also get to see Anna Maria's little sister from her like bio parents, like her little sister that's already
Full
born.
sister.
Yeah, full sister. She's like hiding in the cabinet. She's like, I don't need another little sister. I already have one, and she's bad enough. And then she like pops out of the cabinet, like, hey. She's like, see?
Yeah, she was just hiding there,
Yeah.
and neither of the parents really like say anything about it. This was a weird fight between the family.
Yeah, they're like, include Veronica, and she's like, no, I don't want to. It's bad enough. You're getting married on my birthday. And then he's like, we can still do your birthday hike tomorrow morning. And she says, no, I'm not doing the birthday hike tomorrow morning. You can't make me. You're already ruining my birthday. I don't want to do it. Whatever. She's like being pretty mean to her dad.
But also, like, the only real points we've gotten about these characters is he decided to have a wedding on her birthday.
And they're making her include her new stepsister for her slumber party.
Yeah. Which, I feel like there's different aspects of that. First off, where was the dad sleeping at night?
He probably lives with his soon-to-be wife.
Yeah.
He doesn't live with the mom because that's the mom's house. That's Anna
that's what I'm
Maria's
saying.
mom's house.
I
He's
feel
just
like
over there to
theoretically
like talk.
Veronica could have stayed there at that house. Like, I don't think it would have been that weird. Maybe I'm underthinking things, but having your sister not go to your slumber party when it's at a different location.
Well, because she lives with her mom, which doesn't obviously they don't live together with Anna Maria's biological mom.
Yeah.
So they're just saying you have to invite Veronica over to your slumber party, which is at your biological mom's house.
Yeah, which is I'm just saying that extra avenue is I wouldn't what I'm saying is I think it would be more justifiable to have the argument of you need to invite your sister.
If it was at her dad's house?
If it was at the house the sister lives at.
Yeah.
But that's not the case.
Yeah, and later they say like, oh yeah, Anna Maria's dad drove Veronica over here, and Anna Maria's like, yeah, that's so weird. And Veronica's like, no, he's awesome. Like, it's so nice of him.
I don't fully get that, but whatever.
Yeah. Okay, so Paige rings the doorbell like right in the middle of the fight they're all having. And Megan's like, what the heck? Why'd you do that? They're in the middle of something. And Paige is like, yeah, now they're ending it because I don't want to deal with that. So the dad leaves and the girls go in and they go down to the basement and they start doing some like Richard Simmons.
Yeah, just out of nowhere, but sure.
Yeah.
Do some fun jazzercise.
It's pretty fun. And they eat some Takis.
Yes, it feels like very blatant product placement for like 3 seconds.
Yeah, and then Anna Maria has some Jordan 3s.
Yeah.
Her brand new shoes.
That feels less like placement because people actually do talk like that about shoes.
That is a plot point later. Yeah. So
the Takis aren't.
No, the Takis aren't, but her having those specific shoes is. And Anna Maria's like, we should do something crazy now that we're like basically in high school. So it's their summer before 9th grade.
Yeah, not only that, I believe it's a week before.
Is it really?
I believe they say like next week we're going.
Well, the dad says next week is freshman flute solo audition, so it's probably close at least.
Yeah. I don't think it's like the Monday, but I think it's like the week after. It's close.
Um, and then Anna Maria's like, "Oh yeah, let's go break into the high school and free all the baby ducks." And they're like, "Oh, you're so obsessed with those ducks because she thinks they're being abused, I guess, at the high school like science lab. Are they experimenting on these ducks?
I
Oh,
don't know.
I don't know." And then Anna Maria's like, "Oh yeah, we should do something crazy like the time we filled Mikey's car with watermelons." And Megan's like, "When was that?" "Oh, you guys have had summer parties without me." And they just kind of have this talk of like, "Yeah, only a few times, but it's because like you don't like trying new things." And she goes, "Yeah, I know. My dad's our therapist. I know I don't like trying new
It's a
things."
good subversion of the trope a little bit there. It's like,
Yeah.
no, I know I'm bad at trying new things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most people who are know that.
Yeah, and they're like, "We hung out because you don't like Six Flags." And she's like, "Okay, yeah, I don't like Six Flags, but it's not my fault they shut down the ride. It's because I stopped crying and they thought I was dead." But yeah, she's like, "You know what?" Megan goes, "I'm gonna I'm gonna do something different tonight. Let's go wild. Let's try new things, and tonight's gonna be epic, okay?" So then Anna Marie's like, "Let's go TP Jake Ramirez's house," and Megan's like, "Wait, no, let's not do that." And then Veronica shows up. She's late because parkour ran long and
Parkour.
high and low. It's a parkour pun.
And it's just like the joke doesn't land. And that's kind of Veronica's character because that's what that type of character is.
Yeah. And we learn that she's homeschooled, and they're like, "Yeah, that makes sense." So Anna Maria's like especially being mean to Veronica, and the other two girls are like, "Hey, chill." Like they kind of
Whoa,
take
whoa,
her to the
whoa.
other room. They're like, "Hey, chill out,
No,
okay?"
it's actually, yeah. She makes one mean comment to Veronica, and the friends are just like, hey, you're being
You're
mean. And
being
it's
mean.
refreshing.
Yeah, they're like, "We know you don't like Veronica. We don't really like her either, but like, let's not let that ruin the night. Let's just try to have fun. Like, just don't be mean all the time, okay? Let's not be angry all night." And Anna Maria's like, I don't want all of this change happening. I want one mom, one dad, one sister I already have. I don't want a step parent or annoying stepsister." And Megan is like, you're talking to someone with two dads,
Yeah.
right?
She says she wants a normal
Yeah, she's
family.
like, "I want a normal family." And
And both of the friends are like, that's really rude to
yeah,
say.
like I have two dads, and Paige was like, "Yeah, I'm the annoying stepsister with my family because my mom's remarried like 3 or 4 times." So wrong audience, Anna Maria.
They snap at her.
And he's
They
like
call
that,
her
and
out.
she's like, "That's not what I meant." And they're like, "What did you mean?" And she's like, "I don't know. I just want it to be normal."
She wants it to be regular. And it's
And
like, wow. I
they're
guess
like, "Dude, what the heck?" This is good representation. This is what modern DCOMs give us, you know?
no, this is like something that a DCOM 10 years ago would have just stopped at the, oh, I want a normal family. And
It would have been like the whole moral of the whole movie
yeah.
instead of just like the friends being like, "Dude, what the heck?"
Yeah, we don't need a whole movie to learn that lesson,
Yeah.
even though that's like Anna Maria's whole character
But
arc. But she's not in the
she's not
movie.
in the movie for most of the
That's like
time.
the fifth most important character arc.
Yeah. You get back to Anna Maria and you're like, "Oh yeah, she was fussy about it. She was being pissy about it." Yeah, anyway, they go back to the party and Penny, the little sister, jump scares them and she's like, "I want to join your party." And they're like, "No." And then they like threaten her that they're gonna like lock her up in a closet if she doesn't leave. So she leaves. Cool. Transition to nighttime. We see our hypnotist, Mesmer. He's like talking to his agent and he's upset that
I
he's like,
mentioned this when we were watching it live. We get far too much
"Oh my
background
gosh, yeah, I
detail
think
on
it's
this
because
character.
they wanted the actor, what's his name?
Titus Burgess.
Yeah, they're like, he deserves more screen time, I think.
For this really relatively minor role.
Yeah.
His counterpart in the movie
It's
is
the
drugs.
drugs. He has to be more interesting than drugs, okay? So
That's a
yeah,
hard task.
he's talking to his agent and he's like, "I'm upset that I'm stuck doing like birthdays because
Have a BFA in dramatic
I'm
arts.
an actor, okay?" But he puts on his costume. His name is the Magnificent Mesmer.
I'd like to point out the way that they handle this scene really makes you think like, oh, hypnotism won't work because he's not a real hypnotist. That's like not his job.
But he does hypnotize, though. Do you ever see a hypnotist?
I've seen hypnotists, yeah.
One came to my high school senior party.
Same.
It was an overnight senior party, like the night we graduated.
Yeah.
And we had a hypnotist come and he hypnotized a bunch of my classmates, and it was really fun.
No, the same thing happened at mine. On my
But
senior
he
party on
had
my
it.
graduation day.
He had it so they did remember what happened. And I had one of my friends was hypnotized, and we're like, yeah, do you remember what happened? He's like, yeah, I remember feeling like really, really cold at one point because he put them like they thought they were in Antarctica or something. It's like, that was stupid. I was so cold. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if in actuality if hypnotist is a job that has any special skills other than acting. Like I don't know
Huh.
how realistic it is to be someone who's like, I'm gonna be an actor, but also I sidebar as a hypnotist.
He was just trained to do it, I
Yeah.
guess.
I'm just saying the way they frame the scene makes it seem like it's not gonna work. Because they're
Yeah.
showing that like this is not his gig.
He doesn't care that much about it.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Okay, so Penny answers the door and she's like, I don't really believe in hypnotist stuff. And Mesmer's like, let me in or I'll give you a mustache your mom won't let you bleach. Like, what?
Yeah, it's a weird threat, but that wins.
Yeah. So then the mom comes to the door and is like, oh yeah, Veronica told me you were coming. So it was Veronica that hired the hypnotist, which makes sense because in The Hangover, it's Alan that drugs them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a clear equivalent.
But this time all the girls know that they are being hypnotized, which is
They consent to it.
Yeah. So Mesmer goes down to see the girls, and when he's like coming down the stairs, it's in like slow-mo, and the girls are like, whoa, and there's like music playing. But then he like taps his phone and the music cuts off. So I thought that was really cute. That like, oh, he was playing his own entrance music.
He goes all out for the role. It's fun.
Yeah, it's funny. And Veronica's like, ta-da, your birthday gift is here. And Anna Maria and Paige are actually like really down for this. Like, oh, that's so cool. But of course, Megan's not into it.
Megan's like, I'm scared, even though she just had agreed to try new things.
Yeah, so
like,
they
seconds ago.
So they talk her into it. They're like, hey, we're trying new things. Let's do it. So they do it. And so they're all like laying on their backs in a circle while the hypnotism starts. And he goes like, live, laugh, love. You're all
gonna say live, laugh, love.
You're gonna be hypnotized.
Again, it sounds like he doesn't care about this.
Yeah. But I don't know.
But it works.
And he says you're gonna be hypnotized, and you're not gonna remember anything until I call the birthday girl tomorrow with the trigger word.
Yep.
And once I say the trigger word, you'll remember what happened.
Yep. And the four girls are lying in a circle.
Yep. And he's like, do you have any other questions? And Megan goes, yep. And he goes, nope. No questions.
That's one of my favorite lines of the whole movie. He's just like, no.
No, you don't have
not
any
letting
questions.
you do questions.
And then he snaps his fingers and it fades black. And now it's the next morning. We see Megan is on the floor and Richard Simmons is playing on the TV again. She gets up and the room is just an absolute mess. Completely destroyed. She goes to the bathroom where she sees Penny walks out first, and then she goes to the bathroom. She's like, okay, weird. After she goes to the bathroom, she looks in the mirror and sees that she only has one eyebrow.
What?
The other one is shaved off.
Wow. This is like the lost tooth.
Yeah.
In The Hangover.
That's crazy.
Did you know this movie's like The Hangover?
So she's like freaking out, but then she sees that she's wearing Jake's hoodie. What?
How'd that happen?
Just like in The Hangover, how he married a stripper.
Yeah.
She has his hoodie. What? Crazy. And it smells like him. But then she's like, wait, what's that other smell? And she finds the baby ducks in the bathtub.
And there's a lot of them.
There's a lot of baby ducks. So the baby ducks,
like a dirty bathtub.
The baby ducks is a combo gag of the tiger and the baby that they find in The Hangover.
It is 100% both of them.
Yeah, because obviously, like, this movie isn't as long. How long is The Hangover?
Hangover was not as long as I expected.
Oh, it was an hour 40. This movie was like an hour 28 or something.
It was short.
It was just under 90 minutes. So I guess they're about the same length, but they don't do as much of that. They don't do everything in this movie, which is fine. They don't have to. Like, honestly, it would get tired if they try to find a one-for-one
for everything.
for
Just fit what you
everything.
can
Yeah.
and let the rest
That's
be
why,
the
like,
rest.
I think this movie works, is because they don't go overboard trying to one for one The Hangover.
That's how a parody gets ruined if you follow too closely.
Yeah. Okay, so Megan's like, okay, I need to go wake up Anna Maria, but she's not there. Instead, she finds Paige and wakes her up, and she wakes up Veronica. Paige looks around and she's like, what did you do, Veronica? And Veronica's like, what? Why are you blaming me? And then Paige points to the wall, where on the wall is smeared Veronica was here
Yeah,
in
I think
like
it still
some kind
looks
of
like Veronica.
brown substance. And then Veronica like freaks out because she has super long nails and like, dude, it's just press on nails.
Mhm.
Like, calm down. She's like, oh, okay. So no one remembers anything about what happened last night, and Anna Maria's missing. Also, Paige has a bunch of blood on her hands, and Veronica's like, oh my god, you killed Anna Maria, which is
I mean,
funny,
it's the first instinct. You can't find
right?
her.
So they go upstairs and they have to sneak past Anna Maria's mom, who's talking on the phone.
Yeah, they're under the assumption that she went hiking.
No, right now
Oh
they're
no.
thinking she's just in her bed
Okay.
upstairs. Um, Also, like, it is possible she went on the hike, but they're like, no, she didn't want to go on the hike, so she's probably just like in her bed. So they sneak past the mom, and the mom is having a conversation to her mom about how it's weird that her ex-husband is marrying someone else, which I thought was interesting. Of just like that little tiny, like,
Little nugget. It
yeah,
feels like there's going to be a plot point out of that. The
no,
mom's not in the rest of the
it's just
movie.
casually thrown in
I
there
don't think
that
at all, actually.
she just like doesn't like that her ex-husband's marrying someone else because she's like, I don't want
That's
to be,
reasonable.
yeah, she's like, I don't want to be with him, but it's still weird that he's getting married. Like, it's very normal things to feel.
Yeah. I'd like to point out for the rest of this movie, it's fine that the mom doesn't really worry about her like daughters going to the wedding here. Like I enough.
No, so her mom
But
was
I feel
like,
like someone should be looking for these kids once they gets real close to wedding
who's
time.
in charge of these kids?
They're really just being left to
Yeah, we'll
wander.
talk about this later, but they definitely are not being supervised, which is dumb. Um, So yeah, her mom's like, you shouldn't be alone on the day of your ex-husband's wedding or something. So whatever. Um, okay, so the girls go up to Anna Maria's room and they see that her bed is empty. So they're like, crap, she really is missing. Maybe she's on the hike, but her hiking boots are here, so she's likely not on the hike with her dad.
Can we talk about the ending very quickly?
Yeah.
Because otherwise we won't forget this. They never explain why she doesn't take her hiking shoes. She was on the hike. That's where she is.
Because she was like hypnotized.
She wasn't still hypnotized when she went hiking. She woke up and went
She
hiking.
said I couldn't sleep, so I went
Oh, it
on
said I
the
couldn't
hike.
sleep?
Yeah.
Never mind. That explains.
Or maybe she did leave straight away in the morning,
I
but
thought she left
she
in the
was saying
morning.
I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about what I said to my dad, so I left. I don't know. But then why would she just stay there on the bench?
Fell asleep.
Yeah. Anyway, um, they look out the window and they see that they did in fact TP Jake Ramirez's house. So,
Yikes.
crazy.
That's your crush, Megan.
So then they go ask Penny, they're like, "Where's your sister?" And Veronica goes, "I'm right here." Look at her. She's like, "I'm sorry. This is a big day for me."
That's like a good line. Like that's
Poor
what I'm
Veronica.
saying. Veronica, it's such a hard role to do. That's a line that landed really well.
Yeah. Penny's like, "I don't know where she is. She's missing, so I'm gonna go tell my mom unless you do something for me first." So Penny's like blackmailing them now because they don't want to tell the adults, even though Megan's like, "We probably should tell an adult." But Paige is like, "No, no, no. We are about to be freshmen. We're basically adults. We need to find her ourselves."
This just doesn't make
It
sense.
doesn't make
This
sense.
doesn't. Mm, mm. In the Hangover, it made sense why they wouldn't tell anyone else.
I saw like a parent on TikTok is like, this movie's like The Hangover, and she gave a little review of it. She's like, I really liked it. But make sure you tell your kids that if one of their friends is missing, do tell an adult. Absolutely, you should tell an adult.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but this is how the movie goes.
It's something you have to give it like, because
Yeah,
otherwise, yeah.
it's a fun movie. Okay, so Penny's like, you have to do this thing for me. I'm gonna go tell my mom. Megan, you have to do my math homework for me for a month. And Megan goes, don't you want to learn the material? Math is like a pyramid, okay? You need the foundation.
Otherwise, you're not gonna understand everything.
I just love that that's her reaction. It's not like, oh, I don't want to do your math homework. It's, you should want to know the material, Penny. Otherwise, you're gonna fall behind. And later, while they're leaving, she's like, you're gonna be totally lost if you can't multiply fractions, okay? What she wants from Paige is that she has to tag her in a cool post so she gets a ton of followers. And Paige is like, you don't even have social media.
Yeah, Penny, I don't know what you're doing this for.
And Penny's
Penny's
like,
weird.
Penny's like, I don't have it yet.
Penny, you have weird motives here.
I guess she doesn't want anything from Veronica because she doesn't ask for anything from Veronica.
What can Veronica give her?
Yeah. Okay, so they go back down to the basement and they worry about Anna Maria. And they're Paige is like, Veronica, go clean up your poop wall. So she goes and she's like, no, it's okay, it's not poop, it's just Nutella.
And then
I
licks
think.
it.
Yeah, she's like licking the wall. Which is gross. So like, let's call Mesmer so we can get the trigger word so that we can remember what happens and we can find Anna Maria, which is smart. So Veronica like calls the number, but there's no answer, so they leave a voicemail.
Mhm.
They're like, okay, now what?
Well, we gotta start following leads.
They're like, no parents, we're gonna go find her ourselves. And Veronica's like, hell yeah, I got my junior detective certification online, so I could totally do this. We just have to follow the clues. And what's their first clue? The baby ducks.
Quack, quack.
Obviously, they know that this is from the high school because
They
Anna
mentioned it
Maria.
earlier.
Yeah, Anna Maria. See, rewatching it helped a lot because I didn't remember that they set up
They
like
explicitly
everything.
set up the ducks.
The ducks, the shoes, and the TP in the house.
Yeah.
Like
when we were watching in like a crowded room that's talking, you miss those one-off lines.
because we're like just hanging out, having fun, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So they go to the high school and they have like the baby ducks in a little basket thing. It's really cute. They go to West Oak High and they have to break into the high school. And Megan's like, there's probably a janitor who can let us in. But Paige is like, no adults. Like, we're gonna get in trouble. So Veronica's like, I'm gonna go do parkour to get in the building, and they say, no, you're not allowed to do parkour. So Paige instead calls her brother Mikey. And when Mikey shows up, Veronica's like instantly in love.
By the way, I want to say this about Mikey because I don't remember if we mentioned it. I was checking something because I remembered something while we were talking here. Did you mention? I may have just missed it when you mentioned it if you did. He's Zuko in the Netflix Avatar: The Last Airbender that's coming out.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. It's probably not like on his IMDb yet because it's not aired.
It hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Shut up. He's Zuko?
Yeah.
That's incredible. I'm so excited to see him in that.
Yeah. So he's jumping to the Nickelodeon trip.
Yeah. That's awesome. Okay. So Mikey walks up and he goes, give it to me. And Paige goes, hypnotize. Anna Maria missing? Baby ducks. He goes, got
That's
it.
all you need. I still think they should have let Veronica do some parkour to get that.
I know, it would have been cool. So Veronica is like staring at him. Paige is like, ew, no, stop that. She's like, what's Mikey's side? And Paige is like, no.
Paige does not want this.
No, she doesn't want that to happen. So Mikey's like, I got this, and he like disappears around the corner. And Paige goes, let's hope this is like the time he showed me the secret trap door to freedom he built in the middle school drama room. And Megan's like, no way, that was him? I thought that was just a myth.
Mikey's very mythical in a lot of ways here. The craziest thing about him, we'll see later, but like, he's got just an aura around him.
He can like break in anywhere.
Yeah.
He's really good at like mischievous plots. So, yeah. So Mikey gets them in the building somehow. We then see the principal stomping around the school and she's yelling at the janitor. He needs to clean up some mysterious liquid. And she's like, who gets to say that asbestos is illegal?
Uh-oh. Is the principal comically evil?
It makes sense if this is like a week before school starts, because why else would she be stomping around the high school in the summer yelling at the janitor? Which sounds like he needs to clean up some stuff because they're going to have some kind of inspection or something. So Veronica's like, public school is so cool. I love it here. So they split up. Mikey and Veronica go to return the ducks, and Paige and Megan are going to look for clues for Anna Maria. So while Veronica and Mikey are returning the ducks, Veronica says, here we are, two total strangers falling for each other in a public school. We're just like Troy and Gabriella from High School Musical.
Is this the first DCOM to reference another DCOM?
I think it is.
Pretty iconic.
It's so iconic. And then Mikey goes, yeah, like when Gabriella's too shy to audition by herself, and then Troy offers to sing with her so she isn't scared. And then Veronica, like you hear start of something new, the piano start playing, and Veronica starts singing
And
start
so
of something
badly.
new. Yeah.
She can't sing.
And right here tonight, this could be the
And Mikey
start.
joins in.
He joins in, and they're singing.
It's so good.
It's so amazing.
Because you can expect the joke to go different ways, but the fact that they're both just vibing with it.
Yeah, Mikey's like, hell yeah, High School Musical. Like the joke could have been, he's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But no, he joins in and it's amazing. And then Paige and Megan come in like, what are you doing?
What the hell,
you
guys?
let the ducks go. You had one job, and instead you're singing High School Musical. Yeah, that's like the best part of the movie because they're singing High School Musical and it's amazing.
It's very funny.
It's really funny. Yeah, so they let all the ducks escape. Oops. So they're like picking up all the ducks best they can. And during that, Megan finds Anna Maria's shoe. Only one shoe. So she must have been there.
Yep.
Or here present, but spoiler alert, she's not here presently. So they're like, crap. And then the squad is like trying to sneak past the janitor who's mopping down a ways the hallway. And a baby duck follows them, and Veronica picks it up. And then Mikey takes the duck. And then Veronica's like, hey, Paige, you should be nicer to me because I'm about to be Anna Maria's sister, but I could be your sister too, if you know what I mean. And then Paige like lunges at Veronica.
And screams.
No, Paige doesn't scream. Paige lunges, and then Veronica lets out this like bark. Like, like
Veronica
she's like
is
confident.
someone.
She's so confident that she's gonna get with Mikey. She like lets out this bark.
Mikey's here for this, by the way.
I know. Mikey like never really denies her advances, and I think they're really cute.
It's again, a different movie would have been worse by making it like unrequited love that Veronica's showing that Mikey's not giving at all.
I like that he's not just shutting her down.
I like that he's into it.
He's into it, which is awesome. Especially because Veronica's like the quote unquote annoying character. It's like, no, Mikey's into her a little, maybe.
I feel like we don't even need to say quote unquote. Like,
well, to them, she's annoying.
Yeah, like I'm just saying that's what she's written to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously the principal and the janitor hear the like bark thing that Veronica let out. So the principal says over the intercom, I don't know how she got into an intercom so fast. Maybe she has like a little pocket
intercom
one. Why would she need it when nobody's in the school? I don't know.
Power.
Yeah. She hears them and says over the intercom, to the children trespassing, you can run, but we will find you. So they take off running, and Mikey separates from the other three because Mikey's going to the car and the other three are going somewhere else. I don't know why they didn't all just run to the car. Honestly, that doesn't make sense. Maybe so that Mikey gets to the car while the principal chases the other
Probably
three.
That's the one who needs that. They had some plan.
I don't know.
Mikey also takes the chick.
Yeah, he has the duck. Yeah. So they're like running away, and then they escape, and they're like, we need somebody to go distract the principal while the others get away. And Paige is like, I vote Veronica. And Veronica's like, no, this is going to go on my permanent record. And they go, Veronica, you're homeschooled.
You don't have a
permanent record. She's like, oh yeah.
And she just goes, runs and
she just goes. Like, honestly, pretty smart. Like, Veronica, as long as she doesn't get caught, she's fine.
I thought, honestly, in both watches, but they never say it, so it's just me thinking it. It feels like Veronica's going to eventually go to high school. Not homeschool.
I thought that was gonna happen too, but they never say that.
Yeah,
like we just assume she is gonna say homeschooled.
We don't really know why she's homeschooled.
Some kids are just homeschooled.
Yeah, I don't know.
So Veronica's like running around the hallways, screaming and banging on lockers and stuff, while the other two escape, and then they make it to Mikey's car, and Veronica follows, so she got away, and they drive off. So they got away. Cool. So they're driving right now, and they're like, all that, we still haven't found Anna Maria. So they have her shoe, and Veronica like sees the bottom of the shoe and grabs it, and she's like, "Ooh, maroon and orange, my colors. A worker at Sephora says I'm a warm neutral," and she's like holding it to her face. And Mikey's like, "Oh, orange and maroon paint, those are the hillside colors. That's our rival
Ooh,
school. They hate us."
rivals.
Yeah. And so Megan's like, "This isn't good." And Veronica's like, "Yeah, they hate us like even though they don't know us, and that's so unfair."
See, that's just one of those lines. Again, she has to say jokes that fall flat on purpose,
Yeah.
and it's like,
Or it's just so silly that she's like, that's her point. It's like, yeah, they hate us. They don't even know us. Like, what the heck? But Mikey's like, no, they have reason to hate us. When I was a freshman, they stole our mascot's uniform. So in retaliation, we captured their vice principal. And they still haven't found him. They
this has got to
murdered
be
him.
fake, right?
They murdered him.
There's no way.
They killed him.
There's no way they just leave Mikey killing the principal
The vice principal.
as a plot point, right?
Yeah, they don't address that anymore. Okay, so like, well, we have to go find out if Anna Marie is theirs. Maybe they have her or something. I don't know. So they arrive at Hillside Prep. Mikey's like, I'm out. It's too risky for me to be here. Like, I'm public enemy number one for them. So I gotta go. And then Mikey gives Veronica the baby duck. And she goes, I knew it. You do love me. And then she walks off, and Mikey just kind of smiles and drives off. Like, he doesn't deny it. He doesn't deny that he loves Veronica, and it's really cute.
It's cute. I am there for those two.
Yeah. Okay, so the other two see the duck, and they're like, what the heck? Well, they say, what the duck? And Veronica's like, it was a gift from my man. And Paige's like, I'm gonna kill him. So then they run to the school and they see the marching band, and
They
Megan
hide in a bush.
Yeah, Megan's like, my people, because she plays the flute, right?
She's flutiful.
So they're like, the marching band's practicing outside, and everyone commented that they're not marching very far. They're just kind of stepping, but like, marching band isn't always like marching down the road.
It's often doing like organized movements.
Yeah.
So it's a practice, whatever.
It's fine.
It's fine. By the way, should we explain who the marching band is as a character?
Yeah.
The marching band is Ken Jeong's character.
Yeah.
He is the person who has been slighted by the gang who don't remember slighting them.
Yeah, they don't remember slighting him, but they did, and now he's like,
I've got what you want.
You have to get me what I want. So in the Hangover, he's like, get me my 40 grand or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then
80 grand because kidnapping.
Yeah. And like, I have your friend kidnapped in the car, so we'll return him once you get us our money back. So they have to go to the casino and they get the money, and they think they're getting Doug back, but it was different Doug. It was drug dealer Doug. Yeah. So this marching band plot is going to be the equivalent of that in the Hangover. So yeah, they're hiding in the bushes, and Veronica sneezes very loudly.
Well, first
she farts first. Yeah,
they have to do a fart joke. It feels kind of out of place.
Yeah, it does. Because then she sneezes anyway.
Yeah,
it was silly. Because the whole thing is like you're expecting to sneeze, and then she farts, but then she sneezes anyway. So whatever. The marching band finds them, and they put them like in a circle, and the marching band surrounding them. And I don't know. I just love the marching band. Like, it's in such a silly way. And then Veronica is like, "Don't worry, I got this," and she tries to like dance battle the hedgehog mascot.
Hedgehog's like, wait, me? You're coming after me?
But he doesn't dance battle back, which was honestly a missed opportunity. I feel like he should have dance battled back. But he didn't. So the marching band recognizes them, and they're like, you have something we want. The hedgehog float. And they're like, we have proof you took it. And they show them a video of them stealing it. And it's them like wheeling the hedgehog float down the field, and they're like dancing up on it, and Megan's like grinding her little butt on it.
Megan says, I'm saving myself for Hedgie.
Yeah, it's incredible.
A line you never expect in a DCOM, but I very much appreciate.
Yeah, it's really funny. So they're like, here's the thing. We don't remember taking it, so we don't know where it is. And the marching band's like, well, we have what you want. So if you want to find out what we have,
goes at one point like, Yeah,
They
Anna
have
Maria. Man, don't correct her.
no, they kind of cut her off because they're like, you don't think they mean, and the marching band's like, we have what you want. If you want to find out what it is, you have to bring us back Hedgie. So like it's never clear on either side what's going down. Like they think they have Anna Maria, and marching band is just like, we want our hedgehog float back. So they're like, get us it back by like 2 o'clock or whatever, and then they marching band away. And by that I mean they start playing their instruments.
It's so good.
It's so funny.
They are so dramatic, and it's
incredible.
great.
Okay, so then they're walking down the street and they're like, great, now we have to find this freaking hedgehog. And then Megan starts freaking out about like everything that's happening. She's like, not on my eyebrow. And I just like don't like this. And Veronica says something and Paige snaps back. I don't remember what it was. But then Megan starts yelling at Paige and Veronica to stop fighting. She's like, you two need to stop fighting. And then Paige is like, whoa, did you just yell at me? We never yell at each other. What's the deal?
It's a stressful situation, and you decided not to talk to any person who's an adult who can save the whole problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, just like honestly, the reaction, like I get what they're going for, and it's not Paige being mad at Megan for yelling at her. It's more like, hey, what's going on?
This
babe?
is a lot for you, but it should be a lot.
I know, but literally, she's like, whoa, did you just yell at me? Literally, as Paige was yelling at Veronica. Like, what? She's like, I'm the one that yells. She goes, we don't yell at each other. Like, okay, but you can yell at Veronica. Megan is like, we need to focus and not bicker with each other. So you need to stop fighting with Veronica. Okay. So we can find the float and find Anna Maria. And Megan's like, she's like, also like, Paige, you're freaking out, which is making me freak out. Paige is like, hey, it's okay. We're gonna find her. Okay. Let's calm down. We're gonna do it. So then Veronica receives a call back from Captain Bootleg, which is who she hired Mesmer through. And he says that Mesmer is currently unreachable because he is working at the Onion Festival. So now
we get to go to the Onion Festival.
Now we go to the Onion Festival. So they roll up to the Onion Festival, and the place is okay.
Everyone loves their onions.
Yeah. Megan is like,
this is a full festival just for onions, which I guess I shouldn't laugh too much at because I've been to multiple corn festivals.
Yeah, corn is delicious. I mean, corn you can just eat.
Corn makes more sense than me than onions.
Onions you don't just eat unless it's like an onion eating contest, I guess.
Yeah, but who would have an onion eating contest?
Oh, that's crazy. So they're at this onion festival. By the way, I would go to the onion festival. I do like onions. Megan was like, how have I never heard of this? Because there's like a line to get in. She's like, how have I never heard of this? And Paige was like, these are the kind of people that go to an onion festival. And Veronica goes, I love the onion festival. So Paige is like, see, these weirdos like the onion festival. And Veronica's like, it's not as good as the garlic festival, but what is? Am I right? And Paige goes, no. Megan says, we can't wait in line to get in. We need to get in now. Which, honestly, they could have just waited in line, is my opinion.
It was a long line.
I know, but I feel like the line moves fast, because it's just getting into the Onion Festival.
I feel like they could have waited.
They could have, I mean, what the scenario they do end up in, waiting in line definitely would have just been better, because they literally get kicked out of the Onion Festival, but whatever.
Also, so they sneak in to the festival.
So Paige is like, let's just sneak in since we can't wait in line. And they end up on stage for the onion eating contest by accident.
Who would have stopped them if they just said, oh, sorry.
It's not us.
It's not us.
I think they try, but the people are like, no, it's you. Sit down. So I don't know. They think that the girls are 3 other ladies that
just happen to not show up.
Yeah, which I don't understand that. So they see Mesmer in the distance. He is performing as the Great Onion, and he's hating his job.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah,
it's like, say onions
or don't.
Because the kid didn't.
Okay. So there's this older guy also in the contest, because the girls were like, we don't actually want to do the onion eating contest. And the older guy is like, haha, I knew you guys would be too chicken to do this contest. The cooking contest is over there. He's saying this because they're girls.
Yeah.
And then Paige goes, and the porta potties are over there, you piece of shh.
And then it gets cut off by the MC. But also, they should have been like, oh, the cooking contest is over there. Let's go there. Because that's where we're trying to get.
But this guy was being an asshole.
Their friend is potentially dead.
They should have called the cops, but okay, so the contest about to begin. Veronica's like super hyped about being there, right? Of
Of
course.
course.
Okay, so here's the rules for the onion eating contest. Are you ready?
They don't make sense.
They each have a pound of onion in front of them. They have to eat the whole pound, and when they finish, they get another pound. So they eat until they can't eat anymore, because when they can't eat anymore, they get sent to the fryer.
It's like
But
a little
also,
jail that it's just on the side of the
it's like a little
stage.
jail. And they go fryer, fryer. But also, he says there's a 2-minute timer.
2 minutes is so short.
I don't understand if the rules is whoever eats the most in 2 minutes, or it's eat until you can't eat onion anymore. It doesn't make sense because the way it plays out, it's like you have to quit and then you're out. It's just how long can you eat onions, because onions are hard to eat raw.
Yeah, I don't get it. Doesn't make
It doesn't
make sense. They needed more writing on that one.
Yeah. Okay, so Megan's like, I can't do this, but Paige is like, hey, we're trying new things, remember? Cool, let's do it. And then Veronica and like yells out for everyone, I'm winning this onion munch. And the old guy is like, his name's Johnny Onion, by the way.
Pretty funny.
Johnny Onion's like, no, I'm gonna win.
He's got all these awards on his chest
Yeah,
for previous
for the onion
eating
munch.
contest wins.
Yeah. So the contest starts and everyone's eating their onions. Megan takes one bite and she's like, yeah, I did it. I took a bite of onion, but I quit now.
Good for her.
Yeah. So she goes to the fryer. And Paige also quits eventually. And everyone's dropping out until eventually it's down to Veronica and Johnny Onion. And I Need a Hero is Pat Benatar who sings I Need a Hero.
I thought it was Bonnie Tyler.
Oh, I think you're right.
Holding out for a hero.
It's Bonnie Tyler. So Holding Out for a Hero starts playing.
Holding Out for a Hero is a needle drop I'm never mad about. I want to point that out. It's probably overused. I hear it in multiple movies.
But it's so good.
It works every time.
Hero till the end of the night. He's gonna
and it's just this onion competition. And then suddenly, when they're all like yelling and cheering about it, the crowd's great. The crowd's so into it.
They're so into it.
The crowd's getting their money's worth. And then suddenly, in the middle of the song, not even like out of like a normal part of the song, like it just cuts because Johnny Onion barfs.
Yeah, so Johnny Onion barfs. He can't eat anymore, so Veronica wins. But then we see the real lady that was the real Esther, because Veronica's pretending to be Esther right now. The real Esther Chen is there, and they're like, that's not the real Esther Chen. So they're like about to take Veronica, which, okay, I understand that she wasn't supposed to be in this competition, but she still won. She still ate the most onion. Would they still kick her out? Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
So then, oh crap, shit's hitting the fan. And the girls are like, Veronica, you have to go get Mesmer. Like, he's too far away for them to yell out for him, you know? And the other girls are stuck in the fryer. So they're like, Veronica, go do it. And she's like, what do you want me to do? And they say, parkour.
She's going to do parkour.
She's going to do parkour.
We've been hyping this up the whole movie.
Yeah. So then she jumps off the stage and just like falls.
Yeah.
And she doesn't
makes
do
one misstep immediately and face plants.
Yeah. And then she's like on the ground and she's like, I'm the Onion Munch champion.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah.
And they just get kicked out, no other penalty.
They get banned for life, is what they say.
Okay.
They can never go back to the Onion Festival.
Makes sense, honestly.
Yeah. Paige was like, I'm never eating another onion again.
I feel like they could have waited at the exit to try and catch Mesmer on the way out.
That would have taken too long. Probably.
Or snuck back in.
Snuck back in anyway.
It's not like their faces are super well known.
They kind of are. I mean, one of them has like really bright red hair.
Yeah.
And then Veronica has her curly fro, and she won, and she's wearing
the crowd was
jumper.
Very into like the drama.
I feel like Paige was the only one that could blend in, you know. Anyway, so Paige is like, I never want to eat another onion again, and Veronica's like, really? I would do that like 1,000,000 times more. Oh, okay. So then they realize that the next clue that they have is that Megan is wearing Jake's hoodie. So they have to go over to Jake's house.
And Megan's like,
No.
no.
So like, oh, meet you at Jake's house. So they bike over there and they see Jake doing some like sick skateboard tricks. And he comes over like all sexy, like he's like flipping his hair, and the sprinklers are like going on in the background, and it's very dramatic.
Yeah, they're playing it up. It's fun.
And Jake's like, "Oh, hey guys, did you come back here for this?" And they're like, "What?" And he opens his garage, and it's Hedgie.
The hedgehog flow.
Hedgie, like a chorus sings it, and the words come up.
Yeah.
Hedgie. So like, oh my gosh, we need to get the float back to the merchant man by 2. We don't. And Jake's like, you don't have enough time to get there by foot, but I have an idea. So the idea is we're gonna just push it down this really big hill, and you guys are gonna ride on top of it, and that'll
pretty
get you
simple.
there
Just steer it.
Yeah. So Veronica puts a little helmet on her little baby duck, whose name is Bill, and he's like running around.
Duck Bill.
Yeah, he's running around her fanny pack. Also, the fanny pack is also like a Hangover gag because he has. It's like satchel. The baby Bjorn. No, he has a satchel and she has a fanny pack.
Well, I think it's both.
Yeah, well, she does. Yeah, because she carries the baby duck in the fanny pack.
Yeah.
So they're about to get on Hedgie, and Paige is like, Megan, if you want to back out of this one, it's okay. But Megan's like, no, I'm in. We got to do this for Anna Maria, and they all go for Anna Maria. And then Jake pushes them down the hill, and they're off, and he's following behind on his bike. So then, Veronica yells, "Oh my God, we're breaking the law!" And right after that, you see the speed limit's 25.
And they got tagged going 26.
26. I thought that was funny. Breaking the law. Okay, then they get a flat tire on the float. So Paige and Veronica jump off the side, but Megan is stuck on the top. And this is when Hedgie crashes and Megan flies off. And oh my gosh, it's the beginning of the movie. Bet you're wondering how we got here.
And yeah, they cut back and said, well, that's how I got here.
Yeah.
Don't know what happened.
Yeah, she's like, sorry, I still don't have any answers for you. Whoops.
Well, let's see where she landed.
In the dumpster.
I think this is the point I'm going to say. I don't think there's a goop in this movie, and it's weird because there's several moments that would have been so easy to make a goop, but I guess humor has evolved.
Yeah, humor's evolved.
Which is fine. Goop is a bad joke. I'd say I like goop. I don't actually like goop jokes.
It's never actually funny.
I just like knowing that they're there. I feel like a sense of comfort. But like, she lands in a dumpster and doesn't get like that messy.
They just say that she's smelly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. What really would get on her, as long as everything's in a bag?
Some like dog poop or something.
That also should be in a bag.
Yeah, but if you land on a bag hard enough, it would explode.
Like, I wouldn't think there would be a lot of dog poop at the like high school.
Okay, well, it's dumpster. Like it was a food place. It was like a.
They're right outside of the prep school. Or
well, where they landed was definitely because someone in the window was eating a donut. I just watched this movie, babe.
I thought that was somewhere else.
No, that's
that was at the beginning of the movie when it was just cutting back and forth. Someone was eating a donut. That doesn't mean it was where they were.
I guarantee this. That is, she's in the air, and the person eating the donut's looking at her. In the air.
I'm not so sure.
You want to bet on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are we betting?
$1.
$1.
Look in the window. Boom. That's it. I won the bet.
What the heck? That shouldn't even count.
That's what I was talking about.
All right, fine. I owe you $1.
Wow.
Okay. So she's in the dumpster. Jake rescues her from the dumpster. And they're like, "You okay, Megan?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm good." She got like so lucky. Cut. We said this in the moment. We're like, she got so freaking lucky that
if she landed slightly earlier, she would have broken multiple bones.
Oh my gosh, if she landed anywhere that wasn't that cushioned.
Yeah.
Yeah. She honestly
really
could have died.
Yeah. It was bad.
Yeah, it was really bad. Okay, so then this part's stupid. She has like a cockroach on her. And so Megan just like calmly goes over and it's like, "Hey, don't freak out. You have a cockroach on you. So let's just shake it off." Like, I don't get why she doesn't just
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I don't get why she doesn't just brush it off of her. And then they have this whole moment where they're like shaking.
It's dumb, but not for a good reason.
They could have put a better joke in other than this. I feel like this part is the part that doesn't land for me. Anyway, so then okay, this part's funny though. Megan's like, "Paige, I am so tired of being dirty and reckless and hungry and with Veronica
Yeah.
and I want my eyebrow back. Like that part's funny. And Paige is like, hey, all we gotta do is give the hedgehog back, and then we get Anna Maria back. Okay, we're
They
fine.
all still think they kidnapped Anna
Yeah.
Maria.
Okay, so now it's time for the swap.
No, that's a different DCOM.
DCOM. Yeah, but it says on screen the swap. Okay, so marching band like hands over the little grasshopper phone. They're like, "This is what we have that you want." So they throw it in the air, and Megan's like, "No!" And they're like, "Yeah, you dropped it on the field last night." And they're like, "What the hell? That's not Anna Maria." And
That's not my stepsister.
my stepsister. That's like a Hangover thing where he's like, "That's not my brother-in-law." Or something.
Yeah.
Isn't that what he says? Like,
Yeah.
it's not Doug. That's not our Doug.
My dad's not a phone.
Yeah. So then they're like making fun of the phone a lot.
They are all making jokes about it,
Yeah.
and
My favorite one is one of the numbers you can dial the therapist you need because of this phone.
no, and then Paige goes, actually, both of them are.
Like both of them are, yeah, because they're both therapists. Yeah. And Megan's like, okay, are we done making fun of it? Cool, let's move on.
Yeah.
And
She reveals she had the phone, and
yeah, she's
it's
like, it's
really
my
not
phone.
a big moment, honestly.
Yeah, no. And then the marching band's like, did you really think that we were holding a kid hostage? Like, my dad's a lawyer. Like, yeah, your dad's a lawyer. We know. Because that was mentioned earlier.
Did we mention the joke earlier where they said, oh, look, it's the kids of all the parents who were in the college admission scandals?
No.
That's such a good line that they drop
really
as a throwaway line.
That's really funny.
Against the marching band. It's good.
I love the marching band. And then the marching band marches away, and that's the last we see of marching band. And then they're kind of looking at Megan, and Megan's like, what? I'm fine. Okay, yeah, this would all be really humiliating if it wasn't for the fact that our friend might be the subject of a new Dateline episode that we're all currently trapped in. So they do acknowledge that, like, yeah, having that little phone is embarrassing, but Megan's like, we literally can't.
It's so unimportant.
It's so
at
unimportant.
This moment, it's good they don't spend time on it because
Yeah.
it wouldn't be at all realistic.
Yeah. So, like,
but then again, a lot of this movie isn't.
Yeah. So Megan's like, okay, it's time to tell her mom that she's missing. Okay, it's time. And Paige agrees. She's like, yeah, you're right. So they have to get back, and Jake's like, you can hop on my bike. I'll give you a ride back.
Flirty flirt.
Even though she's stinky from the garbage, but he's like, I don't mind. So they ride on the bikes, and Megan is on the back, and it's really cute. Because they like each other. And Megan kind of mouths to Paige, like, oh my God. And Paige is like, I know. And then Veronica goes, what, Megan? You were mouthing something to Paige, but I didn't understand. Ruins the moment.
Yeah.
Okay, so they get to Anna Maria's house, and her mom isn't home. So this is the part I want to talk about. Where's their mom? And who's getting these kids to the dad's wedding?
Nothing makes sense here.
Who's watching these girls? And granted, like, Anna Maria is like old enough to watch herself. I guess she's like 14.
But even still, the sister's also there. B, they need to be dressed fancy for a wedding
soon. They should have been getting ready hours ago and like taking pictures and
nothing
stuff.
Here makes sense.
Nothing makes sense.
It's unrealistic. I wish they didn't honestly, I feel like the wedding plot's a little like ham-fisted.
They just had to do it though because of the Hangover.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I feel like it doesn't work as well when it's not the actual groom and the people who are doing literal crimes who have a real reason to keep their everything hidden.
Yeah. Okay. So the mom's not home, so like, well, there goes telling an adult, I guess. So then Veronica says, something just occurred to me. Who was taking that video of us last night when we were taking Hedgie? And Jake goes, oh, that was probably Penny. She was with you guys last night.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, Penny's important.
Yeah. So then Paige is like, okay, Megan and Jake, you guys go deal with the basement, and we'll go deal with Penny. So I'm glad they're acknowledging that they have to clean up the basement still. Because it's really bad. So, okay, so they're in the basement. Paige showers because she was in a dumpster earlier, and she puts on the sweater, and it says on the front, I'd rather be playing the flute. I think on the back it says flutiful. Yeah. So, because I was like, wait, what? That's not what the sweater said. But I think on the front says I'd rather be playing the flute, and the back says don't hate me because I'm flutiful. So cool. Jake is like, oh, you can keep my hoodie because she's like, sorry, I'm gonna have to like bleach it.
Oh my god, they're like dating.
They're flirting. It's really cute. And Megan's like, is this what high school feels like? So Jake is a freshman going into sophomore year, and she's going into freshman year. So they're like a year apart. Is what I'm assuming.
No, they said that at the beginning of the movie.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Which is a totally appropriate age gap. I'm fine with that.
Yep.
It's not really an age gap. That's us because I'm the grade above you.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like if we met when I was a freshman in high school and you were an 8th grader.
I don't know if it technically breaks the half your age plus 7 rules because when it gets that low, it's weird. I mean, we're also fine with the Veronica, Mikey relationship, and that's at least another year.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he
mentioned his freshman year. Yeah, he has a permanent or a license. He mentioned his freshman year. He's probably a junior.
Yeah.
Or going into junior year. So he was just a sophomore. He's going into junior year. Veronica could be older.
You're right.
Because she's homeschooled.
That's possible. You got a good point there.
Cool. So Megan says, is this what high school feels like? And he goes, you get used to it. But no, I totally get that. Like, this is hard. Trying new things is hard. I even quit basketball because I was afraid of not making the team. But now I think maybe I will try out for the basketball team. And they look at each other all cute, like they're going to kiss, but she pulls away so they don't kiss.
Oh, and they never kiss.
Okay, so cut to Paige blending up Penny's like
they
American
tied
Girl dolls.
Penny to the bed.
Yeah,
how did that happen?
Well, they probably just held her down.
Well, should she not scream?
The mom's not home.
Mom's not there. You got a point.
Mom's not home. So they're like blending up her American Girl dolls, which I don't think they're actually American Girl dolls, but it's definitely the vibe they're on for. Paige is like, tell us what you know. I'll cut this doll's hair off. And Penny goes, you wouldn't. And then Veronica comes on screen and goes, but I would. And then cuts it, right? Like, doesn't just threaten it. She actually cuts the doll's hair.
Instead of good cop, bad cop, they do bad cop and worse cop.
She's like a psychopath and it's so funny. It's amazing. And they're like, the pony's next for slaughter. Veronica's just like unhinged. Okay, so then back outside, Megan and Jake are like putting the last of the trash away because they cleaned up the basement and they're saying goodbye. And then Jake's like walking away and he stops and goes, it's true, you are flutiful. And then Megan kind of smiles and she goes, wait, you forgot this. And then she walks up to him and they kiss. And it's really cute. It's a good kiss. Keen. She just walks right up to him and then kisses him. And it's just really simple and cute. And the camera like twirls around them.
Yep. It's a nice, really cute moment.
Yeah, it's so cute.
And yeah. There's not many great DCOM kisses. That's a good one.
That's a good one. Yeah. I can think of like 2 other ones that are good. Maybe 3, because the High School Musical 2 kiss is also good.
And then
I'm thinking the
Cloud9 does have a good kiss. I will give you that.
I love the Cloud9 kiss.
When we get to Cloud9, we'll learn about our very, very different opinions on the movie.
Yeah. I also like the Zombies 3 kiss when they're like saying goodbye and they kiss. Yeah.
Those movies, High School Musical 2 and Zombies 3, we have multiple more seasons or like movies build on the relationship.
Well, not Cloud9 either, though.
No, that's what I'm saying. There's not that many good ones. Cloud9's one.
Yeah.
And this is another. Yeah. And maybe there's more. We'll see.
Yeah, some we're not thinking about. Because I don't know. Ring of Endless Light had a bunch of smooches, but maybe like one of the Ryan Merriman ones. Okay. So then Megan goes up to the investigation where, they have Penny held hostage. And they're threatening to put the horse in the microwave. And Penny's like, okay, just don't hate me when I tell you, okay? You guys were finally letting me join in on the party, and we were having so much fun that I just didn't want the fun to end. Like, I wanted it to last longer. So then she says that Anna Maria said that I couldn't keep my mouth shut, so I wanted to prove to her that I could. So she left a note this morning on the bathroom mirror, and I took it.
Okay, Penny doesn't know everything that's been going on here. But my God, this is like terrible.
Your sister's missing. You know where she is.
I have a clue.
She's in the woods.
And this has been hours since she's come back.
Yeah,
And
and
you
she
kept
doesn't tell anyone because she's like, I want to keep a secret.
doesn't make sense. Don't like it. No,
Yeah.
no.
So the note says, went on B-Day hike alone. So they go to the woods.
Why didn't you take her hiking boots?
Because she was like drunk on hypnotism.
Yeah.
So, okay. Penny is still tied up as they're leaving. And she's like, Veronica, please untie me. And then Veronica says, only if you say I'm your favorite sister for life. And Penny goes, you're my favorite sister for life. And then Veronica just like smiles and leaves.
Such a baller move.
So baller.
Get her to say it and then not untie her.
Amazing.
But then again, they're going to have to untie her and get her ready for the wedding in like 30 minutes.
Yeah. So they go to the hiking path and they find Anna Maria laying on a bench. This is the equivalent of Doug just being on the roof.
Yep. Where it's just, oh, that was simple.
Yeah.
They were safe the whole time.
That's another thing about rewatching The Hangover. As a kid watching it, I thought he just stayed on the roof for some reason or didn't leave. But
he was trapped there.
He was trapped. Yeah, no, it makes sense upon a rewatch where it's like, oh yeah,
Anna Maria
he was really trash.
Was not really trapped, just fell asleep.
Yeah, or like was just in too much of a daze. So Anna Maria's laying on the bench and she has tampons in her nose because she had a big bloody nose. And they're like, are you okay? Oh my gosh. And Anna's like, I'm good. Do you know why I'm wearing Santa pants? And they never explain that.
They do never explain that.
And then she's like,
there's
wait.
Some stuff that never gets explained.
Yeah, but it was just a crazy night. You know?
Random sidebar I want to ask.
What?
I've only ever seen it in media. Is putting tampons in a bloody nose like a common thing? Because I've only seen it in Cheese the Man and now this. Movie. And I feel like I've seen it in one other like thing.
I've never done it, but it makes
so much sense.
It makes so much sense. It's super absorbent. I've like shoved Kleenexes up there, so
yeah,
why not a tampon? Okay. So they're like, Anne Marie's like, wait, where's your eyebrow? And is that a duck? And they're like, why are you bleeding? And she's like, I don't know, but my face really hurts. And so, yeah, this is when she says, I couldn't sleep last night. I was just thinking about all the terrible things I said to my dad. So I came out here to sort things out. And then she says, I don't want to be angry anymore. I love my dad and I just want him to be happy. I wish our dog's barking. And she's like, I don't care about things being normal anymore. And I'm really sorry I said that. And the girl's like, it's okay. And they say, Megan says, it's okay to be freaked out about things changing, okay? And we're sorry that, like, we made you think it wasn't okay to feel sad about it. So, yeah, they all hug. And they're like, hey, you're part of the club now. And then they go, oh my gosh, we got to get to your dad's wedding. It's in like 30 minutes. And Anna Marie's like, I need a shower first. It looks and smells like I've been in a dumpster.
I forgot this is very close to what happens in The Hangover because they have to like get ready in the car driving back.
Yeah, they like rush back.
They get tuxedos delivered to them in their car.
Yeah. So Anna Marie's like, it smells like I've been in a dumpster. And Megan goes, hey.
We don't joke
about that. Okay. So cut to the wedding. Anna Maria sees her dad and she's like, hey dad, I'm really happy for you. And it's not sarcastic, she like actually is. And they hug and it's cute.
Yeah, she goes through her whole character arc off screen.
Yeah. And she's like, I guess I should just try new things before I hate on them with the power of the sun. And the dad's like, yeah, you should. And she's like, does that mean you'll try boba? And he goes, no, I'm not gonna try boba.
I don't chew my drink.
Don't chew my drink, which I like boba. I think it's fun.
I feel like there was a part of this movie that got cut out that dug deeper into their relationship.
Maybe.
Because I feel like we're supposed to be deeper in the relationship, but whatever.
And then she goes and tells her dad that Penny was twerking in front of their grandma, but that was a lie. She was not. So then Veronica comes up to Anna Maria, and then she makes a phone call, and she calls Mikey. So Anna Maria's like, who are you calling? And she's like, Mikey, we're co-parenting.
Yeah, they're sharing custody of Bill the dog.
Yeah, and then she leaves him a voicemail. Also, Veronica is wearing like a fur coat that's in the wedding colors, so that was like approved by her mom. Like, Anna Maria is wearing this really pretty dress in the wedding colors, like a mint green, and Veronica just gets to wear this big fur coat. It's amazing.
It's pretty cool, yeah.
Okay, so then Anna Maria's like, oh, so I hear you're staying at my place while our parents are on their honeymoon. And Veronica goes, oh yeah, I'll stay out of your way. But then Anna Marie says, no need. We're cool. So we know they're on good terms now. And the dad comes over and hugs them. It's like, look at my girls. And then he says, hey, there's a surprise for you over there at the altar. And then he like does this little like goofy dad dance away. I thought it was funny.
Ooh.
Yeah. So cut to Paige and Megan. They're holding a cake for Anna Maria. It's a birthday cake.
Yep.
And they have a little private birthday party.
Which makes sense. This is a nice thing that I feel like if this is an actual scenario, you should do.
Yeah.
This was a good idea.
It was really cute. And the group hug, and they invite Veronica in for the group hug. So they're all friends now. And they enjoy the birthday cake. And then they ask Megan what happened with Jake. And she's like, yeah, we kissed. And
Yeah,
they like
she
freak
spills
out.
the tea.
Yeah, it's so cute. They're all so excited.
And while they're celebrating it, they notice that Mesmer's one of the waiters.
Yeah, because he's like, you guys need any plates or anything? And they're like, no, we're good. And then they're like, holy crap, that's Mesmer. They're like, hey, you owe us a trigger word. And he goes, oh, I didn't call you. Whoops. Whoopsie doopsie.
He said he did that at a corporate party as well,
Yeah.
Which is a little worse.
Big
Is that one of the sequels to The Hangover? I haven't seen any of the sequels.
I've heard they're bad, so. Okay, before they get the trigger word though, Anna Maria's like, we need to make a pact that our friendship comes first, and no matter what we remember, it's not going to tear us apart. And they're like, okay. And then they get the trigger word, which is freshman, and it zooms in as they all remember what happened, and then it like cuts them off.
We get the credits it's not actually the credits yet, but it's
the credits are like starting.
Yeah, it's the montage of here's everything you missed that actually happened.
Yeah,
so in here
it's like in The Hangover, you get pictures of what happened. Here you get the videotapes because it was Penny videotaping them. So
Paige gave Anne Marie the
bloody nose. She like accidentally elbowed her in the face and gave her the huge bloody nose. So that's why the bloody nose happened. She had blood all over her hands. I'm guessing that happened late in the night.
Yeah.
Also, they were like chanting for Megan to shave her eyebrow. They're like, shave it.
And she shaved it
and
herself.
She shaved it. Yep. So she shaved her own eyebrow on like a dare probably. We get to see Veronica doing some sick parkour moves while they're TPing Jake's house. So we got to see that. Hooray. And then we get to see Megan and Jake do the like Titanic. I'm flying on Hedgie.
It's pretty funny.
It's amazing. And then we see them all walking arm in arm and running off together. That's cute.
Logically, it's like Penny filming this.
Yeah.
So she's just standing back there watching
while
them
they're
all
running
go
away. Yeah.
And then still decides to be like, yeah, I don't know where Anna Maria is in the morning.
Yeah. So that's the movie. The end.
So what did you think?
I really liked it. I think it's really fun.
I liked the movie. As I mentioned before, it just doesn't click with me in the same way I wanted it to, and I feel like it did for others. And yeah, just something about I said it before. I think the script is too well written
for them to pull it off.
For them to pull it off, like it is not given enough room. It's too tight of a script.
That's a ridiculous criticism.
I know. And that's like, I watched this movie twice. Both times, I felt like the same emotions of, there's something really good here. It's not the writing, because there's a lot of good jokes in here. The acting, I don't think is the problem, because I feel like these kid actors are good enough actors that it should be working. It might be the direction, but that's a part of it. I think what it is just the book was probably I'm assuming a lot of this is taken like directly from the book, and the book's good. And as book characters, this all makes a lot of sense. But as film characters, you have to show these characters reacting in like a very specific way and like saying lines in specific ways for every joke to land, for every like emotional beat to hit. And it didn't allow the characters to like take on their own roles. They were all doing the Hangover roles, for instance.
Yeah.
Rather than it being its own thing, which it's good to like. It was an homage, it's a parody, but it could have been like its own thing a little more. I think would have made it better, rather than just being a tight, well-written script that's following the plot of the Hangover.
Mm.
That's what I'm settling on of why it didn't sit well with me perfectly. I still like the movie. It's probably like high B tier for me.
I really liked it. I liked their friendship. I thought it was really cute and figuring out what happened in the night. And I like the little romance plot.
The plot concept of The Hangover is still just a great plot concept.
It's a good plot concept. I would put it in my 8 tier. like mid A. I think I counted out. I put it like around the 20s for overall DCOM. So
For you, that's like around the Cheetah Girls.
yeah, around Cheetah Girls, around Let It Shine.
Yeah. And for me, I'm saying it's like near Invisible Sister. We covered Invisible Sister before.
Yeah,
I
so
liked
like
Invisible
high
Sister.
B.
Yeah.
Where is your Invisible Sister?
High B tier.
No, but like what number?
Oh,
like 40? 30s probably?
Yeah.
Late 30s, high 40s.
Yeah, like around
Or
there.
like by high, I mean like 40 and 41.
Which again, I think the movie's good, but it didn't give me the warm fuzzies I think it was giving other people.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, well, that was the Slumber Party. Thank you guys for listening. It's on Disney Plus if you want to watch it.
I mean, most of the films that we do
they
are,
all are. The only one we've watched that wasn't is Under Wraps so far. So
and you didn't need to watch it.
yeah, cool. I do recommend this one
I recommend it
if you
too.
want a cute
Yeah.
little movie that's a hangover goof. So.
What do you think it has on Rotten Tomatoes?
Didn't it have like a 90 or something? Like, wasn't it high? I think we looked before.
On Rotten Tomatoes with 26 votes or 26 ratings, all audience, that is 88%.
88. Okay, still good.
Yeah, but that's also not many
for a kids movie, you know.
results.
Okay. So cool. We're the DCOM duo. If you want to message us your thoughts on the Slumber Party or any other DCOM, email us at thedcomduo@gmail.com.
Yes, I don't know if we mentioned that earlier when I read the fan mail.
Good.
Oops.
Oops. We mention it every episode, so
yeah, I hope people knew because we love getting fan mail.
Yeah.
It makes our day.
It does.
So make our day.
Make our day.
Yeah, do it.
Cool.
Also make our day by following us on TikTok. That's the DCOM duo on TikTok.
I haven't posted in a while, so sorry about that. But
yeah, we've been busy, but she's gonna have a new TikTok out for you on
insert insert day.
August 20th.
Maybe. I don't know. I make them in batches and then release, so who knows? But you can go and watch the ones that are already up. Those are funny. Okay. So now it's time to spin the wheel. What do you think it's gonna be?
It's gonna be Lemonade Mouth.
Shut up. That'd be crazy. I'm hoping I get this right so I don't have to give you the $1.
I forgot I earned $1 during this.
It'll even out. I'm gonna say it's Wendy Wu Homecoming Warrior.
Okay, the classic Wendy Wu pick.
Yeah. All right, let's spin the wheel. Yes.
What is it?
Jump in.
Jump in.
We're gonna do jump in, and we can say let's jump into the movie, and it's gonna be jump in.
Okay.
Hooray! Jump in.
Jump in.
This is fun. I'm excited.
You like jumping?
Yeah.
I mean, everyone likes jumping.
I've only seen it one time in my life. I'm excited to watch it again.
Yeah. All right. See us come back for Corbin Blue doing jump ropes.
And Kiki Palmer.
Yeah.
They're both in it, yeah. And the best DCOM dad we've ever seen.
All right. See you. Jump in. That's a good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited to watch Jump In.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's jump in.
Bye.
Bye. Scenes for our next episode. Push it to the limit, cause we're in
push it to the limit. It just keeps going. It just keeps going.
Rodney was tired of being mad too.
He certainly was. Man, that dad is a good parent.
He's a good dad.
Ice skating wasn't my dream, Dad. It was yours.
Are you saying that because of Ice Princess?
Yes.
Okay, not because you actually thought they were ice skating.
No, I know this is not.
What's the sport? Can you name the sport? He said
boxing.
That was your. Yeah, it was boxing.
Yeah, I know. Okay, jump in. Okay, are you testing my DCOM knowledge?
Okay, fine.
I know every sport of every DCOM.
You are the sports boy.
I am the sports boy.
What sport did the brother play in Den Brother?
Hockey.
Yeah, it was. Hockey is the DCOM sport.
Of all sports, the best sport is hockey.
Hockey.
Bye.